Your Libraries 360 card is your ticket to summer reading adventure. Right after we watch this quick introduction video to the summer reading program here at the LaPorte County Public Library, I'm going to finish the last book talks of the year with you guys. I've got 6-ish books that I really want to tell you about, but like I said, let's go see what this shark and a unicorn are up to at the library.
Your Libraries 360 card is your ticket to summer adventure. All summer long, LaPorte County Public Library is the place to meet up with friends, find cool stories, and uncover new experiences.
Teen Labs and volunteer opportunities for students in grades 7 through 12 allow you to be creative while making a difference in your community. You can design projects using a laser cutter or vinyl cutter, practice painting techniques, make a leather keychain, or join Anime Club. Sign up at laportelibrary.org and click on events to register for classes.
If you read 4 days a week, you'll be entered into that week's drawing for local gift certificates. If you'd like to volunteer at the library, you can help with classes, create displays, adopt a shelf, or be a guest reader. Feeling adventurous? Find the geocaches at all 7 LPCPL locations and collect beads to spell out a custom message.
The library has something for you to explore this summer.
So that's what the shark and the unicorn are up to at the library, and you can be up to it too. Without further ado, let's get started with this, the last book talk of the year. I have brought these recommendations for you guys. I've got a few books here for you. The first one that I wanted to tell you about is called The Next Great Polly Fink, and it is the book on the bottom of my stack, isn't it? It's on the top of my stack. This book's really fun. It's called The Next Great Polly Fink. And this wildly imaginative but never mean-spirited prankster Polly Fink was the life of Mitchell Middle School. When he doesn't appear on the first day of 7th grade, his classmates are more than a little bummed out. New girl Caitlin, is mostly ignored by her classmates, which is fine by her. She's a rule follower, and her classmates are anything but a rule follower. They all want to work together to run a reality TV show style program to find, you guessed it, the next great Polly Fink. So that's the first book I have for you. Next, I'm going to show you how to use your Libraries 360 card to look up books and put holds on them and pick those up here at the library. So let's go do that. I'm going to show you how to use your Libraries 360 card to place a hold on a book at the library. So the first thing you're going to do is go to libraries360.org. The reason you would want to place a hold on a book at the library is that maybe you're reading the Harry Potter series and you just finished The Prisoner of Azkaban and you don't even know what book is next. So you want to look it up and you want to place a hold on it. So you're a middle school student, so you're going to go to junior and senior high catalog. And the first thing I want you to do is to log in. So up here in the corner, you're going to hit Login, and you're going to use your Libraries 360 card number, which is, you guessed it, on the back of your Libraries 360 card. And then you're going to enter your PIN number, which is either your student ID number or it is USERPASS, USERPASS. So just like I said, we're reading the Harry Potter series. We just read Prisoner of, Azkaban. No idea how I spelled that right. So yeah, we can go into here. I'm going to go into the book. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can read this book, either with the audiobook or an ebook. And you know how I showed you last time that you could go into the book and then hit Related, and then our computer software will show you which book is next in the series? That's going to be right on top. Just needs to load. It's taking its time. Cool. Okay, so if I'm reading The Prisoner of Azkaban, the next one up is going to be The Goblet of Fire. So I can click on that from there. And yeah, I can either get it as an ebook. I can get it as large print. That's like when it's in a 24-point font in the book. I can get the e-audiobook, the book on CD. Not entirely sure what projected means, but I want the real book. So I'm going to click on that, and awesome, look at that. There's all that information about AR points, the interest level, yeah, 32 AR points. I think Goblet of Fire was the biggest one, wasn't it? The page numbers are going to be on here too. Yeah, 734 pages. Cool. So we can hit place a hold, and that's how you would know that it's going to be available at the library. But it's going to ask you this question because it's summertime and it's not just going to show up at your school library. You have to pick which library you want to go to. So you probably will want to think about that and talk to your grown-up about which library you're going to. Maybe you walk down to the one in LaPorte, and that's Maine. Or maybe you live out in the country and maybe you go to one of these other locations like Rolling Prairie or Union Mills. But let's go with Maine. I know that's where I pick up my hold, so I'm going to hit submit hold, and guess what? It's placed successfully. So there will be a notification, probably as an email, when my book is ready for me to pick up, and then I can go to the library and pick it up. So that is how you place a hold on a book here at the library. And if you ever have any questions about that, we are more than happy to answer them, so you can just talk to one of the librarians anywhere you find us. Let's get back to those book talks, and then after that I'll show you how to sign up for summer reading.
For the past 12 years, Coyote Sunrise and her father, Rodeo, have traveled all over the U.S. on a retired school bus converted into a home on wheels. That's the start of the remarkable journey of Coyote Sunrise. Once upon a time, they lived in Washington State, but when her mother passed away and her two sisters died in an automobile accident, her father bought the bus, changed their names, and took off, determined to put painful memories behind them. But when Coyote learns that summer that her former neighborhood park is going to get torn down, she's determined to get them back there to fix it. So that is the basics of this book that takes place on a school bus. Up next, we've got Maya's search for her missing... Oh, goodness gracious. 12-year-old Maya's search for her missing father puts her at the center of a battle between our world and the Osharas and the mysterious and sinister dark world, and Maya in the rising dark. She's the only one in her Southside Chicago neighborhood who witnesses occurrences like were hyenas stalking in the streets at night and a scary man made out of shadows plaguing her dreams. Ooh. So if you like scary books, this is going to be the one for you. Her friends try to find an explanation, perhaps a ghost rising upon a lunchroom experiment gone awry. But to Maya, it sounds like something from one of Papa's stories of her favorite comics. But when Papa goes missing, Maya is thrust into a world both strange and familiar as she uncovers the truth. Her father is a guardian of the veil between this world and the other, and a dark army of the Lord of Shadows, the man from Maya's nightmare awaits. So next up I'm going to show you how that shark and the unicorn were logging their reading minutes. And so when you do that 4 times a week, you get entered to win some gift cards. So yeah, this is how you do that. I'm going to show you how to do that.
So let's get signed up for summer reading. The first thing we'll do is go to the library's homepage, which is laportelibrary.org. And then on the homepage, there's a summer reading button. And right now, during the month of May, we're only just signing people up. But the summer reading program officially begins on June 7th. So after that date, you can come here and you can log your reading days. And I'll show you how to do that right after I show you how you can use your email address to get signed up and then list each participant with a name. Well, I'm going to participate. And then maybe my cat is going to participate, and that means we have 2 people reading. People is generous there, isn't it, if my cat's reading. So let's hit submit. And cool, so me and my cat are signed up for summer reading. And then, like I said, after June 7th, that's the official start of the summer reading program. You'll be able to come to this page, and there's going to be a button just like we saw on that last page, just to log your reading minutes, and that'll take you to a form that looks just like this. So like we've said a few times today, you can log 4 reading days a week and be entered to win gift cards throughout the summer. Each week we're going to be doing a raffle to see who's won. So all you have to do to enter your minutes, your reading days, is to add in the reader's first name and the reader's last name, and then their age. I'm an adult, so I click on over 18. And then you just click on which days you've read. So I know that I've read every day this week because I'm a librarian and that's what I do. Maybe you're not a librarian and you've only read 4 days a week. That would look like that. Yeah, and then all you have to do is add your email address. And then this last question's really fun. So maybe you really enjoyed reading Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and you want to tell people that you're really enjoying that book series. Or maybe you went to one of the events that I'll tell you about in a couple minutes, and maybe you really enjoyed that, and you just wanted to say, like, hey, that was really fun, thank you for doing that. You could put that here. So the event I'm going to tell you about in a few minutes, it was called the Hot Mess Canvas. And that'll make more sense once I tell you about it. But I can also tell you in advance that it was really fun. Submit. And that's all you have to do to log your reading days for this summer. And like I've said, if you read 4 days a week, and that could just be reading for a few minutes or for reading the entire afternoon, you can log those reading days here on this form, and once a week we'll pick a winner to receive a gift card.
Now you know how to get entered to win gift cards. That's the trick to summer reading. The next book I have for you is called The Royal Guide to Monster Slaying, and it is about a young princess who would rather hunt monsters than sit on a throne, but soon finds that she has a lot to learn if she's going to save her kingdom. In each generation of Temeri's royal clan, the firstborn inherits the throne to become the monarch, and the secondborn inherits the sword to become the royal monster hunter. Guess what? She wants to be the monster hunter. So, there's only one problem. She's better suited to be the monster hunter. Her brother wants to do the crown, but you know what? That's just not how the cookie crumbled. Despite her natural monster hunting skills, Rowan is resigned to be the best queen she can, though that doesn't stop her from learning what she can about monsters and following her brother on hunts. But when tragedy strikes her family, royal roles are thrown out the window, and the fate of the kingdom hanging in the balance. Rowan must hunt down one of the deadliest monsters or lose everything. So that is A Royal Guide to Monster Slaying. It's pretty cool. Good book. Check it out. Use this as one of those reading minutes. Let's round off today's book talks with a couple of nonfiction books, because you can read those for summer reading too. You don't just have to read fiction. In fact, it's really fun to read nonfiction in the summer because you can read whatever you want. Be an astronaut taking humanity's first steps in space when you read Moon Mission, the epic 400-year journey to Apollo 11. What's fun about this book is that it's written in second person. So that's right, you're the main character. It's really cool because it's all in second person, so it's all about how you're sitting in there and you're getting strapped in and you're going to the moon. From when your rockets blast off to when you land on the moon, you're the main character. When your legs are used to far higher gravity, it feels like no work at all to walk on the moon, and you discover it's easier to bounce a gate like a hopping kangaroo. So that's what's fun about this book, is that it's all in second person, it's all about you, and it's all about going to the moon. So if you want to learn about that, get your reading minutes in, it's perfect. So the last thing I want to show you before I get to our final book today is how to register for one of those classes and events. And who knows, maybe the unicorn and the shark will be there. So without further ado, let's go learn about how to do that.
Signing up for events is super easy, so all you have to do is come back to this summer reading program page, and there'll be the information about logging your days over here, but then over on the right hand side is some summer fun and summer events. So you can scroll through this list of summer events, and most of the events are going to be for kiddos, but for teens they're labeled with Teen Lab. So this one's all about laser cutting, and I have a picture of what you're going to make in this class up on the screen. That thing is so cool. It's just, there's that little piece of wood, and then with the laser cutter it just chops it up in a neat way that makes it bend like that. So I also want to show you the other Teen Lab we have coming up, the Teen Lab Hot Mess Canvas. So you can click into it and get information about that. Just that easy. So yeah, it'll tell you the dates. So this is on Wednesday, June 16th from 2 to 4 p.m. and where it's at. So it is at the Union Mills branch, and that is in Union Mills, Indiana. And then, of course, there's some information about the program. So you will be making a stencil at this Teen Art Tech class where we use a reverse stencil method to create a unique piece of art. It's super neat. And that's what you're seeing on the screen right now. I just put a picture up of it. This is what our intern made, so it's really cool. Really enjoyed making these with them. So let's say you want to sign up. Just go over here to register and either use your library card number and your password. You can sign in with your name and your last name, some way that we can contact you. And then a phone number would be easy for contacting you. And then your age group. So I'm an adult, so I'm going to put that I am over 18 and I'm going to register. And that's all you have to do to register for a class. If you have any questions about upcoming events, anybody at the library is more than happy to help answer questions about those. Awesome. So that is all I would have to tell you about summer reading. And so excited to see you guys this summer. So I've got one more book I want to tell you about, and that'll be it for today.
If you like graphic novels, this last book is for you. It's all about how to draw your own comics in Draw a Comic. While you learn how to script and draw your own graphic novels, these simple steps help you sketch out your story ideas and ink a comic page. Learn which art supplies are best for drawing comics, and you can use a pen, a brush, or even a computer. Sounds like a fun summer activity to me. So those are the 6 books and the 3 or 4 bits of how to do summer reading that I brought for you guys today. So I'm excited to see you guys coming here at the library, and I'm excited for you guys to do some reading, and I can't wait to announce those winners for those summer reading prizes. Have a great summer, you guys. Bye-bye.